Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Look. If she don't fuck, then she not for me. Shit. If she don't suck, then she not for me. Shit. Scratching bitches off just like the lottery. She made a mistake, grammatical apostrophe. Yeah. If she don't fuck, then she not for me. Shit. If she don't suck, then she not for me. Baby, come fuck with the monopoly. He see the hoe, ain't nobody hot as me. Searching for somebody hotter, why you even bother? Girl, I'm toasty where the oven be, and I keep the heat. There, nigga try and follow me. Back from the bank, catch a nigga in the kitchen, brains on the kitchen sink. I ain't playing with these niggas too deep in the game. Balls deep in your bitch, and I want that you don't claim. Girl, don't you lie to me. In the sea, mini fish, but baby, they piranhas. I don't need no drama or no teeth. If she don't fuck, then she not for me. If she don't suck, then she obviously not a freak. Probably not for the team. I'ma keep it honest, G. Prophesy the prophecy. Look, I am me. No one can relate how no one can compare. But you better know I pour that hair one in that dairy, yeah. Like my pussy nice and sweet. Let me taste it, let me feast. Big dog, he gotta eat. On the west and out the east. If she don't fuck, then she not for me. Shit. If she don't suck, then she not for me. Shit. Scratching bitches off just like the lottery. She made a mistake, grammatical apostrophe. Yeah. If she don't fuck, then she not for me. Shit. If she don't suck, then she not for me. Baby, come fuck with a monopoly. He see the hoe, ain't nobody hot as me. If she don't fuck, then she not for me. Shit. If she don't suck, then she not for me. Shit. Scratching bitches off just like the lottery. She made a mistake, grammatical apostrophe. Yeah. If she don't fuck, then she not for me. Shit. If she don't suck, then she not for me. Baby, come fuck with a monopoly. He see the hoe, ain't nobody hot as me.
Ain't nobody hot as me. I'm the type to fit that cylinder in her isosceles. Shit, she probably fucking, but it's not for free. What's a cash app? Bitch, you'll have a nigga pay your fee. Yeah, I can see just how you whine me. Pouring out of me is this misogyny is riding me. Pick apart the beat, pick apart the P. Like how the fuck you let them niggas feed your ass that riding me? Got these bitches salivating over me, holding back every temptress dictatorship of the ovaries. Notably said these niggas is whack. They do control and be calling P like I'm calling power head in the rotary. Shit, if she don't fuck, then she not for me. Cop a plea or cop a feel, you still can't catch enough from me. Shit, fuck her fresh about the poverty. Feed her and the rest, I think she probably need the calories.
If she don't fuck, then she not for me. Shit. If she don't suck, then she not for me. Shit. Scratching bitches off just like the lottery. She made a mistake, grammatical apostrophe. Yeah. If she don't fuck, then she not for me. Shit. If she don't suck, then she not for me. Baby, come fuck with a monopoly. He see the hoe, ain't nobody hot as me. If she don't fuck, then she not for me. Shit. If she don't suck, then she not for me. Shit. Scratching bitches off just like the lottery. She made a mistake, grammatical apostrophe. Yeah. If she don't fuck, then she not for me. Shit. If she don't suck, then she not for me. Baby, come fuck with a monopoly. He see the hoe, ain't nobody hot as me.
Another crazy video, but first I need you to like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know. Reclaim your throne.
Nice to you.
There was no problem.
Oh yeah, I'm just texting my friend. She was just texting me.
No, it was no problem. I had seen you had left it on the table, and I was trying to get your attention, but you kept walking, so you probably didn't hear me. So That's why I was bringing it over here.
So what you came out here for?
I mean, I would bring your ID. I would want somebody to bring me mine, and I'm gonna break anyway, so it makes
Well,
sense.
I'm grown. What else you came out here for?
I mean, obviously that, and it's obvious, that you're pretty. So I was trying to talk to you, see if I can get to know you a little bit.
I want to get to know you. So what else you do outside this little job?
Damn, little job, man. It's a job, man, not a little job. I mean, but I'm a bartender, so that's what I do. I mean, I'm working on a business, also,
but you working on a business?
Yeah, I'm working on a business.
You working on a business, or you trying to get in my business?
I mean, I'm working on a business. I mean, we actually make good money. Like, I get the bills paid. I have spending, but like, it's, don't let the title like fool you. Like, we make some good money here.
So what you drive?
I drive a vehicle. What you mean what I drive?
A vehicle? What kind of vehicle?
I drive a Monte Carlo. I got a 2013 Monte Carlo.
What year we in?
It's a 2013. I said.
What year we in now?
2021. What that?
2021.
I mean, it's a car. They give me from A to B. It's a whip.
Right. So where you stay?
I stay in the east. I got a house in the east. I got a 2-bedroom in the east.
A 2-bedroom.
Yeah, 2-bedroom. What you want me to have, a mansion or something?
No, I'm just wondering what the rest of. What is the rest of the house?
It's a 2-bedroom. It's not like it's 30 people stay with me. I mean, it's a nice. I don't stay with nobody. I don't worry about nobody else coming in and out the house. It's mine. I'm independent. Like, what's the problem? I got a house, got a car, got a job. What's the problem? Why you got me feel like I'm filling out an application or something?
I'm interviewing you. I ain't got time to waste. There's other people trying to fill the same position.
So you, like a bidding war or something?
That's where we at. So.
I mean, I'm just trying to get to know you. Like,
so you got churn? I want you to know. I want to get to know you.
Yeah, I got one.
You one?
Yeah.
A whole child?
What you mean a whole?
Oh, I don't. That's one too many. That's one way too many.
You don't do men with kids or something?
Absolutely not.
Oh, all right. So you don't have kids? I see that.
Oh no, I got 5.
You got 5 kids?
Yeah, I got 5.
So the kids, kids blessings. I don't understand how you got 5 and you talking,
because I got enough for the both of us. I don't need somebody to have a job.
Right. I mean, I really just trying to, I'm just trying to get to know you, whatever. Like,
matter of fact, it's not gonna work. I figured it out. Nope, it's not gonna work. Nope.
What you mean?
No, it's not gonna work.
I'm talking to you like a.
I know, but it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
You done disrespecting me the whole time I've been at the car. All I did was come at you, respectfully.
It's not gonna work. You got cheering everything.
But you got 5. You got a whole basketball roster.
And I'll father my mother sons to whoop your mother. Don't play with me. Don't play that with your butt. Get a better job. But you ain't even got no real J's on, bum.
So guys, as you can see in the clip, women have become increasingly disrespectful. And I continue to tell you guys, women love embarrassing men on social media. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but this video in particular, this is for all my SYSBM guys, aka the Save Yourself Black Men guys, okay? This video gives these guys credence. This video makes these guys legitimate. It's videos like this and others that are all over the internet that make Black men hesitant to want to deal with sisters anymore. That's just the facts, okay? This is one of the reasons why Black men do not approach Black women all the time. We've done videos of women in their car talking about, oh, there was this athlete and he walked past me like he didn't see me. He didn't approach me and I knew I was looking good and this, that, and third. So what do I have to do to attract these types of men's attention? What I've already said is that y'all sisters are going to have to start approaching Black men, because at this point, we have options, okay? We're able to date out. We're able to get what we want. We're able to choose, okay? And we're able to be more choosy. The problem is that a lot of sisters like to front on men who are doing the right thing, okay? And they supplicate to the Pookies and Ray Rays, and they let the Pookies and Ray Rays and Tyrones clap those cheeks, okay? But in all actuality, as you see in the clip, this woman tries to belittle this man, okay? She tries to say, oh, what else do you do other than your little job? What she wanted him to say was, oh, yeah, you know, I got a little hustle. I'm a trap star, whatever. I be moving a few pounds of weed. I be moving a little, you know, a little free base, whatever. That's what she wanted to say. And if he would have said that, then that would have got his foot in the door. Why? Because these women love destruction. These women love the street life. They love the street mentality, okay? And that is why she pretty much fronted on him like that, because she was like, oh, he's a square, regular guy who is working as a bartender, okay? Another thing that she asked, which is crazy, she asked what he drove, all right? As if it matters what he drives. And this is why a lot of black men think that these women are too superficial, okay? The black women nowadays are way too superficial. They want a man that has this, that, and the third. They keep on posting up their standards, but they're outpricing themselves, okay? Because they are not worthy of what they're asking for. Let me repeat. They are not worthy of what they're asking for. She asked him what type of car he had, and she's driving in a basic car. You could tell by the interior. It looked like, you know, maybe a Camry or an Altima. It wasn't anything, it wasn't like a foreign, or it wasn't like anything crazy, right? It's just a regular car, okay? But she had the nerve to front on him because he said he had a Monte Carlo, all right? And this happens a lot, okay? When I was out there in the field approaching women, I would approach 10 women a day, okay? And every time I would approach black women, she would always come off as abrasive, all right? I've told the story where I approached this woman downtown, and she was feeling me and whatever, but when I approached her, she was like, oh, I don't do this, I don't do that. You got to have a job, you got to be doing something, you got to do. Before, all I said was, hey, how you doing? Didn't even get my name. I didn't even get to ask her name, okay? But she's going down this list of requirements that she wants me to bring to her without her providing me any value. This is how a lot of our sisters think, okay? Another thing that she did was front on his job. He's got a regular job. He's a good guy, regular job, you know what I'm saying? Works hard. What's the problem? You see, the problem is he ain't out there in them streets, okay? He ain't out there in these streets. She was disrespectful to him the whole time. He noticed, but still approached like a gentleman. And women nowadays talk about, oh, I don't like to be catcalled. Don't be hollering at me across the street and your homeboys riding the passenger side, all that kind of stuff. But then when a man approaches them respectfully, they have all this hostility for him. This is your modern day black woman. Another major thing, the main thing, she excused him. She dismissed him for having one child when she had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children. She's got 5 kids, and she dismissed him for having one child. And you know what she said? You know what she said? You know what she had the nerve to say? She said, I've got enough kids for all of us. So she expects this man to come approach her and provide for all of her kids as if they were his own. Another flaw in today's black woman. See, men don't want to have to provide for another man's seed. Especially you got 5 kids. 5 kids. And how many baby daddies? Now a man has to worry about the baby daddy drama and the baby daddy coming back, spinning the block, as they say in the streets. Okay? Why should men have to settle for this? And we don't. We don't have to. Okay? And today is a new age. Today we are able to deal with women who don't have kids, who are more beautiful, who are more respectful, who, if they aren't interested in you, let you down easy. But a lot of sisters can't seem to get this through their skulls that rejecting a man disrespectfully and trying to embarrass him only causes problem for yourselves. There's so many guys who are willing to lash out. And as you can see at the end, he kind of went back and forth with her. Okay, and I'm not saying that he would have got physical, but these are the situations where a lot of these sisters talk about, oh, protect Black women, but you just antagonize a situation. You were the aggressor in the situation, and you disrespected this man and tried to, what is it? Effeminize him. Okay. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Quarantino Da GAWD coming at you live and direct. And today we have a very special topic. So, guys, I know y'all saw that clip in the beginning, man. That is my new YouTube channel where I will be uploading daily. So make sure you go over there to my new YouTube channel, Reclaim Your Throne. That's where my daily uploads are going. I'm still going to continue to go live on this channel. We're not going to stop. We're not going to get discouraged by the algorithm. We're just going to have to do it a smarter way, diversify. Okay. And any person who is a businessman understands it about diversification. Okay. So you have to diversify your assets. You have to diversify your internet presence. You have to diversify your media wherewithal. Okay. So that is exactly what we are doing. And I just want to make you guys aware because YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, they all are trying to stop a brother's grind. They're trying to stop a brother's outreach. I know I've hit the algorithm multiple times, and they don't want a brother like me to get no sauce. They don't want a brother like me to start making money on their platforms. So we have to do it a different way, a smarter way. And with that being said, we are going to get into this conversation. What are the solutions to Black women's dating woes? Okay. We're going to get into it. What are the solutions to Black women's dating woes? And there's going to be a multitude of videos that we are going to break down. And we're pretty much going to have some sisters speak on it. It's not going to be just my voice. I'm going to react to some of the things that these sisters are saying, but I am not going to, like, all of these opinions expressed will be a reaction to what these women are saying. Okay. So we're gonna break it down pretty nice, and we'll get through as many as we can. How about that? We will get through as many as we can. I plan on going out tonight, having a couple drinks and chillaxing, but we must have this conversation because it's extremely important. As I adjust my camera here. Woo! Okay, so let's get into it, guys. I appreciate everyone who has come to congregate on this night. Hopefully we can get more viewers in here. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit that share button. I'm going to read some of your chats. Shout out to my boy King Lloyd. He says, I can sap my drink on that thing. So he must have been talking about those explore page babes that we were showing earlier. Alphazo says men must be interviewed and pre-qualified to talk to post-wall women with kids who have been ran through for years. He says she has 5 kids, but she is qualifying or disqualifying him for having 1. SMH. She doesn't even have a job, living off of the government assistance, but trying to lil boy the guy. He also says, did you peep what kind of car she drove? LOL. Fear to None says salute. So we are going to get into it without further ado. This video is about what's a conversation that Black women aren't ready to have. So let's get it.
It's a conversation that Black women aren't ready to talk about.
Now y'all gonna hate me for this one, but somebody gotta say it. Y'all are terrible parents. Y'all do not know how to be good, productive parents.
So, wow, this is coming straight out of the bonnet wearing sister's mouth. She openly, blatantly says that Black women aren't good parents. Now, I would never say that because I know some black women who are really good parents. So I couldn't in totality say that they're not good parents. But usually when I see black women who are good parents, they end up with a stable man, okay? They end up stepdaddying a nigga, okay? They end up finding a nigga to stepdaddy, and that makes them decent parents if the stepdaddy is a quality man. Now, if he just a nigga who coming around fucking and eating all the fruit snacks, then that's not a good sister, okay? She is just in it for the superficial quality. But all in all, even though I hate to say it, if a woman gets a stepdaddy's a nigga, then it shows that she at least understands the value of having a strong man in the household. And if she does that, it's showing some type of initiative. Okay. But the woman who just say, oh, I don't need a man, fuck that, I'm gonna just do it on my own, they are putting their kids at a disadvantage. So this is a sister now saying that black women are not good parents. So,
and y'all are not willing to heal from the trauma that has been passed down for generations and generations, and y'all pass all of the traumatic experiences that y'all learned and received from y'all parents and grandparents, and y'all put that onto y'all children.
So this is what I see a lot in sisters. They always have a worst case scenario idea, state of mind. A lot of black women are super pessimistic. Oh, that ain't gonna work because this and the third. Like, yeah, I mean, they don't want you to try stuff, all that. But when it comes to them, oh, they good. But when it comes to their kids, they pessimistic. Oh, you can't do that. You did it. You know what I mean? Shooting down a lot of these young brothers' goals. Okay, and this happens a lot, especially in these hoods, in these inner cities.
The way y'all discipline y'all kids, the worst. The way y'all just teach y'all kids how to live and grow up in the society is just absolutely terrible. It just blows my mind.
And, you know, I love these videos because the only people who are going to listen, or the only people who are going to be able to catch the ear of other sisters is black women. Okay. In the black community in general, because we know that the black community is under a matriarchy right now. I mean, when brothers come out and say this, that, and the third, they say, oh, you're self-hate, you're colorist, you hate your mom, this, that, and the third. But when a black woman says it, she's all good. She's Gucci.
Please.
She goes viral.
Please learn to heal from your past so you don't pass it on.
It's a conversation that black women aren't ready to talk.
This is for a majority of my Generation Z females. Men that treat you with respect are not simps. Some of us may have grown up with single moms, and we might have seen our moms get abused or mistreated. So we made a promise to our moms that as we became men, we became full-fledged adults, we would never treat women with disrespect, and we would always be better than the man that we saw or what our mothers went through.
See, guys, and what he's saying is that is the mold of the good man. That is he's a personification of the good man, the husband material. Okay, you could tell he's got glasses, he's kind of nerdy, yeah, I mean, but he's probably a good dude. He's probably a cool ass, nigga to hang around, yeah, I mean. You don't have to worry about getting robbed around him. You don't have to worry about him having beef with other niggas. You don't have to worry about him getting shot. He's just a good nigga to kick it with, and he probably has some really good ideas, and he could probably help you with your math homework and your English homework and help you with your paper. This is a good nigga. It's a solid brother, educated brother. But see, black women are intimidated by men who have the same level of education as them. Let me repeat this. Black women are intimidated by men who have the same level of education that they have, because when they talk about, oh, men are intimidated by my job or my education, what's really happening is they're choosing bum ass niggas. They're choosing these street niggas. They're choosing these dumb ass niggas. And that is why what ends up happening is that they get left as baby mamas, because they keep choosing these bogus niggas who are not educated, niggas who do not understand the value of a father in the household, niggas who do not understand the value of protecting their seed. They're dealing with niggas who depend on them.
And when we go to our mothers for advice, we try and be that man that we made a promise to keep to our mother, because we know it's like we saw what they went through, and we don't want to do that same thing. As well as when we are providers, we're not trying to be feminists. We're trying to show you that there are good men out here that we as men know.
So this is the type of nigga to get stepdaddied. This is the type of nigga to cuff up a single mom because he promised his mom he's gonna be a good man, and the good thing, the good man thing to do is to cuff up a single mom because you love her. Even though you're not gonna have the jurisdiction over her kids' discipline, you're not gonna have the jurisdiction as to where the family will go, because you can't just say, oh, we're gonna up and leave, because the woman's gonna be like, oh, well, Lil John's friends are here and we don't want to leave his school and he already made friends here. You are not going to be able to have the say in the family's overall and overarching direction, okay? So this is the prototype nigga to get stepdaddied. This is Carlton Banks, okay? This is the Carlton Banks type nigga, which I'm not mad at. I love a Carlton Banks type nigga, you know what I mean? For me, it's about safety. So I want to hang with niggas like him, right? I want to hang with niggas like Carlton Banks because I know there's no risk. There's zero to no risk. I mean, obviously there's risk, like you know how niggas be doing. It's a group of niggas you walk by and they try and mean mug you. But once you get through that, you're good.
That we're supposed to provide, that we as men know we're supposed to lead, we're supposed to be the head of the household, that you don't have to rely on the government, that we as men can get our education and be the man that you look.
And that's the problem. They want to rely on the government. They want that handout. They want that EBT because what? It's easy. They want the welfare because it's easy. They want the government housing because it's easy.
Conform. You can be proud to call to your husbands, your fathers, your life partners, your soulmates. Doesn't mean that we're simps.
What's a conversation that Black women aren't ready to talk about?
I think we need to talk about how a lot of Black Greek-lettered organizations would have a lot more membership if the current members were a lot nicer.
Okay, so she's talking about Greek organizations on college campus. And, you know, when she's talking about, oh, they would have a lot more members, you know, Greek life is an exclusive thing. There can only be a certain amount of pledges. Only a few can actually make it, all right? Only a few can actually make it, right? Because in Greek life, it's supposed to be an exclusive thing. So I'm not in the mindset of, oh, bring everybody in. But what she's about to speak on, the bullying and the harassments and the cattiness within Greek life, I can agree with.
Going to college, I never really wanted to go Greek until my roommate wanted to, and she was a white girl, but I was interested in the Black organizations once she put the idea in my mind. They were the only ones I had ever heard about prior to going to college. And it's so strange because you can see that each different organization has a little niche, a little stereotype of a Black woman that they sometimes perpetuate. And then as an interest, it was rarely welcoming, and it was often just like, you can kiss my ass if you want to be in this organization.
Okay, so she's speaking on Greek life, and I have experience with Greek life, not only at PWIs, publicly, you know, white or predominantly white institutions, but also at HBCUs, because all my family members went to HBCUs. So in the HBCUs, this is it's a lot deeper. At the PWIs, you don't really have to be Greek life to be a part of the Black community, like an elite Black community, right? At the HBCUs, if you're not in Greek life or some type of student body political position, then it is more difficult to be a part of that elite, the Black elite, if you will, okay? Like the Black excellence, because a lot of these Greek life girls, they talk about Black girl magic, but they're only talking about the girls that look like them. They're only talking about the girls who are hot like them, like who got the fat asses, who, you know, are educated inside a third. They exclude the less attractive woman. They exclude the bigger, fat, dark-skinned woman I mean, AKAs are known for, you know, discriminating against dark-skinned women. So the women like to call men the men colorists. But when I go and see the Qs, you know, usually it is dark-skinned brothers. But then they have a group for the Kappas, which is light-skinned brothers. And I've seen dark-skinned Kappas and I've seen light-skinned Qs. So it's not the brothers. We are not really that colorist, okay? Some dudes will straight up be like, "Oh, I don't like dark-skinned women." This other. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, okay? But there is a lot of discrimination coming from the female side when it comes to these sororities,
as opposed to let's embrace other Black women on campus and bring them into the fold. I don't know if it's just me. Y'all let me know.
A lot of y'all are really nasty in person. Like, your attitudes are disgusting. And y'all do not have the same energy towards Black women that you have online.
Ooh, so she basically hit the nail on the head. She said, this is what Black men have been talking about for the longest. A lot of you guys are nasty. When Black men approach you, who the hell you think you talking to? What you want, nigga? This, that, or that. That's the type of vibe that a lot of Black men are getting from Black women. This is not just the lames and nerd niggas, okay? Because Black women want men who are able to verbally disarm them. Let me say this again. Black women want men who are able to verbally disarm them. So that's what they do. They boom, you approach her, boom, she snapped with the hostility, okay? Because a lot of them want a nigga to be like, shit, boom, break them down. All right? But she's speaking specifically to the feminist movement that's going on in the Black community. She's saying that Black women ain't really living up to that Black girl magic. Oh, you know, embrace Black women, protect Black women, because Black women are the main ones who be fighting Black women. I mean, I do videos on my other channel, Black Gen Z Mindset, and it's a whole bunch of sisters getting into fights.
In person. Online, it's, oh, Black woman, this Black girl magic, I love melanin, yes, look at us. And then in person, y'all will see a Black woman or a group of Black women, and y'all will give nasty looks, stank looks, talk about her hair with your friends, talk about her outfit with your friends.
Talk about her hair with your friends. Talk about her outfit with your friends. And that directly ties into what the brother Alpha Zoe just said. He says, women are way more colorist than men. How many times have they made videos claiming they are about to date out, or how many women have got caught bleaching? These Black women are bleaching because they have been bullied by other Black women. Facts. They've been bullied about their skin color. I've heard Black women make disparaging remarks about other Black men's skin color. Oh, he too dark. You hear this. So Black men are not the only ones, if we want to even say, because I believe Black men deal with beautiful women in general. It don't matter if you dark skin, light skin. If you're beautiful, we rocking. If you fine, we rocking. And it's some niggas who will fuck ugly bitches. Okay, that's not what we doing over here, but it's a lot of niggas fucking ugly bitches. Let's keep it a buck. It's a lot of Black men fucking ugly bitches and you know, are couched up, you know, sleeping on the couch, using a girl for resources, okay?
And it's giving self-hate. Y'all don't have the same energy that y'all portray online in person. Y'all are really...
And she is cute. She got some fat ass titties, so shout out to her.
A lot of y'all are really nasty until that woman says something nice to you or tell you she like your hair, your outfit, and you realize it's no smoke. Like, y'all automatically assume it's smoke.
Yes, they automatically assume it's smoke. And this is the Black community in general. It's with Black men too. You see another nigga and it's immediately hate. The thing about Black men is we know that niggas be hating. We've never been out here saying, oh, Black power, you know, Black boy magic, because we know niggas out here is fucked up. We know niggas out here is on demon time. We know if we walk through a crowd of niggas, we gotta be on go. You know, we know, like, hey, shit, don't show no weakness around these niggas. We know this. We've never been the ones to say, oh, Black folk can't do no wrong. Black boy magic. No, we understand it, yo. These niggas will take your motherfucking life. These niggas will rob you. These niggas will beat your ass. These niggas will jump you. These niggas will do this and that. We understand that. So we were never the ones out here talking about the bullshit.
when you see other black women or a group of black women. And it's really disgusting. It's really nasty.
It's a conversation that black women aren't ready to talk.
The list might get kind of long, so bear with me. Us as black women, we have a hard time complimenting each other. And even when we do, it's not reciprocated or it's not perceived as genuine. We lost.
Brad in Evanson says, Quarantino, don't you agree that white guys have a way easier time dating than anyone else? Yeah, they do. Because the thing is, the thing about white men is that women feel more safe around them initially on the first link up. Okay? Because there is always hesitation dealing with a brother, because people in their hearts understand and know that niggas be on that bullshit. So it's like, they know that, yo, like, this nigga, he might be involved in some street shit or whatnot, and I don't know if I want to fully deal with him, even if they find you attractive. Okay, it's still a level of danger. So a woman has to be in a certain position in her life to want to take that on and then link up with you and all this stuff. The link ups are a lot easier for white men because they can pretty much go on a date night with a chick, and they have, like, a lot of times they're in organizations where they have date nights and they're dating multiple girls. And it's not like they're sleeping with the girls. They're just going on dates and dinner dates that are organized through different organizations or sororities or fraternities that they're in. Like the black frats and the black sororities, we don't really do date nights like that. The white people do date nights every week. And these girls are dating different men, going on different date nights with these men every week. So a lot of guys get to sit through these conversations, these first meeting conversations. A lot of white guys get to sit through these. The first time I met her, we talked about this. Like they get that introductory experience and those social skills. With black men, a lot of times we're not really getting dates like that. Like most of the time it's a hookup. Yeah, I mean, you just trying to fuck. So we're not really going on the date to just have a date. We're going on the date to try and close the shit. Okay. But for some black men, it is easier. Okay. Like there's been annoying shit that goes on while I'm dating, but a lot of times if the woman's attracted to you, she pretty much gonna go.
Faith in the black man. Why? Because his narcissistic mother raised him to be the narcissist he is today. But in return, we are narcissists that were raised by narcissists, raised in this generation of new narcissists. And once we get in the workplace where we work for white folks and we're in corporate America, we act snobby and turn our nose up at other black women. There's a certain superiority complex for women that were in sororities and went to college as opposed to women who are just entrepreneurs. Someone still feels like someone's better than the other. We're still scared of spirituality, and that's who we are at the depths of our...
It's a conversation that black women aren't ready to talk about.
Okay, so this is something I had to get on people about today. Y'all will get a good job with some money or some status, and then you want to police what the next black woman does in the workplace, like as being unprofessional. No.
It's a conversation that black women aren't ready to talk about.
How they make their sons the man of the house when that boy should be a child. How they let their older...
So we spoke on this before, the son husband. Letting your son be the man of the house when he's a child.
Kids raise their children when they should be a child, and thinking these two things are going to make them into a prosperous adult. Can we break this generational curse where we let children be children? Raise your own kid. If you don't have a man in your house, then it wasn't supposed to be a man in your house.
See, and that's that toxic mindset. If you don't have a man in your house, there wasn't supposed to be a man in your house. This is why black women are going to continue to lose, because they keep saying, things that sound good, but at the end of the day, it's your job to have picked a man who was going to stay in that household. And if he left, it's also your job to get a new man to bring stability. But you got to vet these guys that you're dealing with.
It's a conversation that Black women aren't ready to talk about.
Quit putting on all that eye makeup with eyelashes, all that eyeshadow, and then put on your glasses, your reading glasses. And
so this is what we talk about with the fake stuff. All this fake this and fake that, and wearing the weaves and wearing the lashes, all of these things that Black men have spoken on that we say that we're unattracted to, but they keep doing it.
And that's not part of the fashion. Get some contact lenses, okay? If I see another woman dressed up in a ball gown with her office glasses on, full face of makeup, I am gonna scream, okay? So stop doing that too, okay? So basically, that's the only problem I have with my sisters. Quit putting them damn office frames on. Why?
So she's basically just focusing on the way a woman is dressing, the way a woman is looking. So
you got your best gear on. Go get you some contact lenses, okay? It don't cost that much, boo. Just do it. Quit looking like, don't do it. Don't do it.
It's a conversation that Black women aren't ready to talk.
I really need Black women.
Yo, shorty is looking busted.
To stop taking advice on relationships from gay men.
Woo! Did y'all hear what she just said? That was a bomb. That was a bombshell. She said, stop taking relationship advice from LGBTQAIIP men. This is what a lot of Black women do. Depend on advice from the debaucherous lifestyle of the LGBT brothers. No offense, but a lot of y'all niggas give bad advice. A lot of y'all niggas are toxic. A lot of y'all niggas are out here just fucking around. So you advise your female friends to do the same thing. Because, honey, you deserve better. This and the third. Like, men are not built the same way as women. So these gay niggas giving y'all advice is not like, most gay niggas are not passing up an opportunity to get fucked in the ass. That's just what it is. Women, on the other hand, they denying dudes left and right. Like, gay niggas really be going hunting for they really have to go and find another gay nigga. And a lot of gay niggas are attracted to niggas who are not gay. So they're really actively out here damn near trying to turn niggas out. So y'all are not in the same boat when it comes to relationships.
I don't think y'all understand that. And that's no hate. But why are you taking advice from somebody that has absolutely no experience in what you're trying to do? And y'all eat that stuff up on the internet.
It's a conversation that Black women aren't ready to talk about.
Breaking that cycle of not working together, not complimenting each other, okay? Not celebrating each other. That's the problem with our race now. I love you.
You can see the top of her head. It looks like she got a whole orange weave in, dyed the fuck out of her hair.
Black queen, I'm breaking that cycle. Do your shit.
It's a conversation that Black women aren't ready to talk about.
I think a struggle that we
The arched eyebrows looking crazy, looking like the usher at church.
struggle to talk about is how other Black women treat other Black women.
Why all the ushers at the Black church got their eyebrows drawn on?
It doesn't matter how light-skinned we are, dark-skinned we are, whether we were raised here or there, how you treat another woman, period, matters. We need each other. We need to empower each other. And the other thing is when you try and tell
I think y'all already do that, though. Maybe too much.
another Black woman because she's light-skinned or another skin color that she's not Black enough to be in your world, that's insulting. But also you need to remember we're all black women. So the black woman that you continue to disrespect, talk about behind her back, not acknowledge her because she is the whitest black girl you ever met, or she is not as dark as you want her to be, or because you think light-skinned girls have more privilege, that's not correct. We go through the same battles every single black woman faces. But not only that, doesn't matter what type of woman you are.
My boy AB says they need to police each other. If anything, they empower each other too much. King Lloyd says, sound like she got hated on by German Shepherds. Yeah, it's about right.
Once you learn to embrace all the women around you, you guys, powerful things happen. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, it doesn't matter. We all start to embrace each other, and when you get us all together, we can blow up some shit in a positive way. So, black women, stop treating other black women like shit just because you don't think they fit in your box.
The conversation that black women aren't ready to talk about.
That black women that listen to Kevin Samuel think that just because a black woman doesn't like Kevin Samuels that they're not married. There's some black women out here that are married and cannot stand Kevin Samuels.
So this is a direct shot at Kevin Samuels. We don't endorse this. Shout out to the Godfather.
It's because of the simple fact they may be feeling like, he degrade women or he.
No, bruh, honestly, man, Kevin Samuels is what the black community needs on the female side, okay? A guy that they look up to, that they want, that they find attractive, telling them exactly what they deserve at this moment. Most of these women who are mad at Kevin Samuels are unattractive, and they're upset of his weight requirements. This is where most of his hate comes from, because 75% of black women are overweight.
He's misogynistic, or the fact that his conversations are one-sided, or the fact that he disrespects women, including his own mother, who raised him, who had him. But y'all not ready for that conversation, black women or black men. The fact that you got one female that's in the bunch just causing all this conversation. Let's not forget that he doesn't know what his sexuality is. He doesn't know.
Wow. So they're literally, I mean, this is straight character defamation. I mean, come on, G. So the problem with black women is black men. That's basically what she's saying.
Which route you want to take? But the LGBTQ community knows.
It's a conversation that black.
So with that bullshit, let me just say this. If Kevin Samuel was gay, there would be plenty of niggas coming out saying that they fucked. And y'all know how gay niggas are. They always want to put people on blast. There has been no man came out said that they was fucking with Kevin Samuel.
Women aren't ready to talk about.
That 40% of black women have high blood pressure. Normal way for doctors to treat it is to prescribe a diuretic or a water pill, if you will. Yes, this water pill does help your body get rid of excess fluid and salts from your kidney, but guess what else it does? It dehydrates you. And your blood pressure is going to fluctuate up and down because you haven't fixed the source. You haven't fixed the cause. Guess what the cause is? Most of the time it's stress. And most black women I know, they're under a large amount of stress and they don't really realize it because stress has become a norm for them. The people that's in your life that you're going to have to cut out, those eating habits that Big Mama had and whoever else had, and that lifestyle, those thoughts that you thought were normal, that way that you grew up that you thought were normal, that you can't get rid of, that you can't say anything about because you feel that talking about it would be you saying that you don't love your family. That's not true. You got to change it. Your kid's going to bury you.
It's a conversation that black women aren't ready to.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Now, the woman before who was talking about health, I let her ride because there was a good message. And she had the braces and the rubber bands in it. But this woman, short purple hair, lipstick is just overdone. This is the transsexual energy that Minister Jap be talking about.
One thing I would like to see
fake lashes, purple hair. I mean, red flags everywhere.
Is sweeping things up under the rug. Our mothers and our grandmothers and the ladies before us, that's what we did. Oh, that's what they did. And with that being said, there's a lot of horrific things that took place because people swept things under the rug. As women, I think it's time for us to stand up for one another just as much as we stand up for the men, because as I see, and
bro, the men aren't getting stood up for. What the hell?
Nobody's gonna like me for saying it, but men, a lot of men do not, black men do not support us as well as we support them.
So again, the problems with black women, the conversation that black women aren't ready to have is black men don't support black women. The fact of the matter is these black women continue to pick the bullshit niggas. Honestly, like, we already know that it's Pookie and Ray Ray's falling up in a woman like this, because any self-respecting black man is not dealing with a woman who looks like a dry erase marker.
And we do it out of love because some of us got male kids and we support them. And these men also forgot that we were the 93% who changed the world, but we don't get that either. So yeah, those two.
So anyways, guys, before we bring on the next video, a lot of what they said in there was valid. A lot of it was some bullshit. But before we bring on the next video, we are going to take a brief intermission. So make sure you guys stay in the chat. We'll be right back.
If you want to see exclusive raw and uncut videos of Quarantino Da GAWD exposing and explaining how to bang OnlyFans chicks, cam girls, and other adult content creators and then toss them to the wayside, look no further. For only $9.99 a month, you too can become the Slore Slayer you were always meant to be. All you have to do is subscribe to my OnlyFans, and you can unlock the skills that it takes to bang adult models on a consistent and regular basis. Are you scared to talk to that bartender at your local pub? Or afraid to lock eyes with the HBIC in your local titty bar? Want to know how to build up the courage to engage in conversation with that hot Hooters waitress with the tight ass that you always order the 6-piece all flats naked wings with? All you have to do is click the link to my OnlyFans in the description box below. Tino Gang.
All right, guys, we are back. We are back. So let's get into it. This will be the last video for today, but it's a pretty long one, so we're going to break down all of these points. This is called The Disappointments of Dating as Black Women.
To speak to the inner relationship and intimacy expert in you, whether it's your sexual relationships, your friendships, or your romantic relationships. I want you to feel empowered to make the right decisions for yourself because you are armed with the tools that help you to do so. Kind of like how the iPhone made everybody a photographer. That's what I'm aiming for with this podcast.
Yeah.
And in order to accomplish that, it's about bringing unique perspectives and trained perspectives and voices. So you guys are here because I believe you are an authority on this topic, and I respect you and I adore you. I am joined by Keandra Jackson, a licensed marriage and family therapist. Can I get a ooh?
Here we go. Let's
the
get into
10
it.
black on my 2-time author. Okay, who is desire one so special. An opinion. This is based on facts and studies that were done as less attractive. Okay, Cupid, not an opinion. This is based on facts and studies that were done. For
All right, this is going to get deep, guys. Pay attention.
example, Okay Cupid did a review of who were the least swiped upon amongst the different genders, and data show that most men on the site rated Black women as less attractive than women of other races and ethnicities. Of course, on the
So remember in the last live stream, we broke that down as well. Least swiped on and the least likely to date out.
flip side of the coin, it's Asian men who were rated less attractive than other races and ethnicities in the male category. In addition, according to the 2018 Motherly State of Motherhood survey, Black mothers are 4 times more likely to be single and serve as the primary breadwinners of their home.
Wow. So single mothers, y'all are more likely to be single. And they get mad when you say this type of shit, but it's true.
So in short, what is it like to date as a Black woman?
Interesting. Fun.
Interesting. Fun. You can tell that she's dealing with Pookie and Ray Ray and them.
And difficult. It's actually really difficult. I recently swiped on someone, and
so she's still online. I mean, this is a grown woman online dating, still swiping, ain't found a man yet.
He was like, "Oh, you look a lot like my ex-girlfriend." And I was like, "Okay." And I'm looking at his picture. I'm like, "Okay, you're white." He's like, "Are you down with the swirl?" I was like, I mean, honestly, if I swiped.
Right. Yes. That is an indication.
That's an indication.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next question I got was, "Do you wear a weave?" And I'm like, is this happening still right now, where Beyonce's wearing weaves, where all your celebrities are wearing weaves, all ethnicities?
And this is where Black women go wrong. Try and liken themselves to Beyonce. Baby girl, you're not Beyonce. You're not even Kelly Rowland. Okay. So that there's no comparison.
Are changing.
And first of all, most of us have moved on to wigs.
That's what I said. And you know,
that's worse. That's worse. She said most of us have moved on to wigs. That's worse.
Weaves, not so much, but braids, crochets, and wigs. And like that. But I just find it so interesting that that's still like a question that's stereotypically put on us. Like, is that your hair?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is that a thing? And I'm like, there's so many ways you have to try to answer that or disarm it or like reroute that question to like get the ball back in your court and be like, okay, this is where we're going with the conversation. We're not going here.
So do you feel like even though there's a yes that happened because you guys both swiped right and so there's the yes that happens, they're still treating you like a maybe?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
See, and this is why they end up sleeping with those guys, because the guys who are more indifferent, those are the ones they want. They don't want the guys who are like, oh, you're so beautiful. There's plenty of Black men who swiped on her. Let's keep it a buck. Plenty of eligible Black men who swiped on her. Maybe they're not tall enough. Maybe they're not cute enough to her. Maybe they didn't exemplify enough wealth. But as you can see, she didn't say that, oh, I'm not getting enough matches. Because even though they're the least desired, they're still getting more matches than the men.
Because the other
AB says Black women don't get swiped on because their intros are ridiculous. Half of them go on, they're saying they're single mothers not looking to hook up and with CashApp tags in their info, SMH. Yes, that's facts. And I have done multiple Tinder breakdowns in previous lives, so make sure you guys check that out. We read through some of these women's bios and they're pretty delusional. Cosmic Warrior says that Shan Booty chick is out there. She even has a woman pro casual sex video. I think that's her on the far left. Yep, that's her. She was on Horrible Decisions as well.
Other comment that I got when I actually did go on a date, which turned out to be all right, was you're actually more kinder than I thought you would be, or you're actually more intelligent than I thought, even though you didn't go to college. And I was like,
wait, huh?
Is that a compliment or is that a backhanded compliment? And that's like what like is happening during a first impression is you're having to almost check yourself too and saying, did this person really just say this to me? And then still try to get to know this person and see if they are a possible mate.
I will say for me, it's more on the difficult side because I feel like I do get a lot of matches.
And the reason why it's more difficult for her is because her weight. Look, she has the fupa. Look how this woman says, oh, I'm getting matched up. It is difficult. I'm getting matched up. I have to overcome certain barriers. Okay. And that's because men are direct and we're going to ask you questions straight up. See, when Black men are out there dating, the women don't have to question the way we look because we look how we present ourselves. We take a picture. That's how we look. Okay. Maybe they'll ask your height. I've gotten the height question. But once you disarm that question, you're pretty much good to go.
but then it's just like it never like propels to the next step, and it's just difficult to get those dates in general. And so that's like definitely been my area of struggle here, at least in the Los Angeles area. I will say that like when I was living in Georgia for school, it was a lot easier, just because it's more Black people populated in one city. But yeah, it's just getting to that date to even try and see if you have built a connection or see if you, want to pursue a relationship.
And see, a lot of these women are believing in the connection and love and this, that, and the third, leaving y'all single.
Because I can't get a first date, let alone the second one. And that is extremely frustrating. Yeah.
So she's having trouble even getting dates. It's because you're big boned, shorty.
I think, first of all, that statistics makes me really sad.
Mhm.
Like, and I almost took it personal. I'm like, excuse me?
How could you not? You should.
Absolutely.
But I take into consideration what the narrative everyone else has and use that to my advantage. So be it if you think that we're less desirable, I want you to think that. Or if it's like, oh.
And this is where she tries to flip it into a positive, and I'm going to overcome that. And this is where you have women trying to validate themselves to men of other races. Okay? These Black women are trying to validate themselves to men of other races because they feel like there is a barrier to entry with those guys. They have to disprove a lot of stereotypes that at the end of the day are true. Does she have fake hair? Yes. Yes. Does she have an attitude? Maybe not on the first date. Has she been ran through? Yes.
Oh, no, you are desirable. I want you to think that. I want to have the upper hand because I'm going to counter and like obliterate what you think. That's my whole mission. It's like, even if it's saying, oh, you're not desired. Oh, I can play into that. No. I want you to think I'm less than you.
And look, guys, I think she's an attractive woman. I'll give her a 6. I'll give her a 6. She could easily be with a Black man. Easily. She's just going to have to come down. I guarantee she has a stupid height standard. Guarantee.
You. Because I'm going to show you better than I can tell you.
But I want to know. Like,
Really?
maybe I just love stats and just information like that, but I need to know, like, what's going on out here in these streets.
Another woman, overweight. She wants to know what's going out here in these streets. Well, baby girl, because that's where you belong to.
But partially for the same reason that you do, because it's like, I'm about to freaking obliterate your whole life.
I feel like
it just go beyond,
as a
She's going to obliterate your whole life. That's not a good selling point, honey. To obliterate a man's life. Cosmic Warrior says that chick in the glasses does not look good. She looks worse than Rashida Strober. Her being a pro swirler makes it worse. Alpha Zoe says if we don't choose her because of her weight, then we are labeled as sexist, broke, or homophobes. He also says, when I was living in Georgia, it was easier. Duh. When you was in college, men just wanted to fuck and ghost. Cosmic Warrior says her body gives her points. Alpha Zoe also says it's not that they are all the way unattractive. It's their talking points and attitude that disqualifies them.
Black woman, I just feel like I'm constantly underestimated. Yeah. Over and over and over again.
Well,
and it has definitely worked to my advantage in that. And
the reason why you're underestimated, baby, because you need to be under a weight threshold. Okay? Guys are going to overlook you because you don't look that good with, her hair is fine. I like her hair, the hair length. It's natural. It's curly. Honestly, Shorty is one BBL away from being an Instagram model. Like, it's just, it's the fupa for me. And it's the fupa for a lot of men. Okay. She can either lose the weight naturally or get surgery, but she's a cute girl. Like, she could pull it off if her body was in better shape. And that's where a lot of Black women go wrong, because there is a lot of average white girls. Average as fuck. Average at best. But the thing is, a lot of them keep their bodies on point. So they're average in the face, but their bodies be banging for a long time. And when it comes to Black women, we got 75% overweight. The other 25%, they bodies be banging. and a lot of them be average in the face or cute in the face. There's not many bad bitches in general. There are, but there aren't, as far as percentage wise.
In that method, whether that's in school, whether that's with men, whether that's with conversation, constantly underestimated. So yeah.
Do you experience direct racism in the dating world? Have you? I know, Courtney, you've had experiences before that I could quote for you, but I'll let you talk for yourself. But
so here we go. Racism in the dating world. Now they're going to bring in white supremacy and racism as their defense as to why they're single. When in all actuality, we just know that they're out here doing dicks.
Have you experienced that from people before, wherein that it's not even implied that perhaps it's because I'm a Black woman, I'm experiencing this, or I'm not getting the response I want? They've literally said something to make that clear.
I dated someone that I was going natural, wearing my hair in a natural state, and I was getting ready. We were getting ready to go to something harmless like the movies where it's dark. Doesn't matter what my hair looks like. We're going here for a movie. And he literally said, well, can you put your white girl hair on? Mm-hmm. Referring to a weave or a wig. And I was like,
well, the thing is, you thought it was a chillax move, but Black men, we want to be represented good. We want you to come out looking good. And maybe that's what you led with. Also, a lot of women will come on the first date with wavy ass weave and it'll look good and all that kind of stuff. And then they wearing an afro for the rest of the relationship. So they pull you in. And then boom, this is what you're going to get. So, I mean, can you blame him? Can you blame him?
I was like, no, this is what I. And
then she rebelled against his wishes. She rebelled against what he wanted her to do. Like if I would have told my girl, hey, she's a brunette. Hey, can you wear the blonde wig to the movie? She would be excited. She would like take it as a challenge to play another role. You know what I'm saying? Like on some role play shit. Like, and she's talking about being, and they want men to be, how do you say, exciting and adventurous, but then they don't even want to play along with the roles that we're trying to give them.
I like to hear someone that I was kind of dating in a relationship with say these things that you're trying to force a standard upon me and not accepting me for who I am was very self-deprecating.
So accepting me for who I am. This is what a lot of these women want you guys to do. Accept me for who I am. I'm fat as hell. Accept me for who I am. I don't listen. I'm disrespectful. Accept me for who I am. Well, I've been had this attitude and you met me with this attitude. So accept me for who I am. This is the selling point that a lot of Black women have when you ask them, what do you bring to the table? They say, I am the table. They say, I am the table, because it's a selling point for them. Take me as I am as a selling point for them, because a lot of these women, quite frankly, they believe that they're in a relationship with Jesus. And they're like, oh, well, Jesus took me as I am. So this nigga better take me as I am too. Like Jesus is their husband. And they're saying Jesus took me as I am. So you should too. And quite frankly, Black men ain't with that. We want you to elevate too. You want a man with ambition. We want a woman to work on her appearance and try and look better for us.
Yeah. It made me think twice about what my worth was because my hair was in a certain way, or I was loud as a Black woman. And I'm like, this is who I am. And it sucks because it's like, you're not only being rejected by the outside people, but when you do date people who get closer, they do slide those little notions in there in those comments of like, are you sure you like this about yourself?
Alpha Zo says, or actually, did we do that? Oh, Xavier Huxtable says exactly. Their viewpoints are low-key repulsive. Cosmic Warrior says tuck/BBL is a cheat code. Alpha Zo says, the same way women say you have to be this tall to ride this ride, men you have to be the size to get dates and shown off. Cosmic Warrior also says, that story can't be true unless she didn't get her natural hair done. She probably had beady beads showing. Alphazo says, you thinking you have a baddie, then boom, the big chop. If all men claimed except for me who I am, or accept me for who I am, the world would protest. Facts.
Like, oh, I wish you were lighter skinned, or I wish you had.
Have you had someone literally say that to you before?
Like that I was lighter toned? Yes.
Yeah. Like verbatim, somebody
Verbatim.
has
I wish
said,
it's like, wow, you probably look a little bit better lighter tone. I probably would.
what's
like,
nuts is because your complexion is it's me the most striking feature. It's like,
thank you.
See, they're trying to highlight her. And honestly, I have nothing, like, there's nothing wrong with the skin color. There's nothing wrong with her skin color. It's just that we know that's not your hair. So that's one that's kind of throwing a lot of dudes off. And maybe she is dealing with the wrong guys. Who knows? But honestly, it doesn't seem like she's really out here trying to date with a purpose, like trying to get married. And a lot of these women are out here just vibing, still on dating apps. You ain't finna get married off a dating app. Sorry.
Utterly amazing.
Thank you.
Deshaun, have you ever experienced overt racism before in dating?
I will say not particularly over or not anything similar to what Courtney has experienced. I think my thing is more so calling.
And the thing is, what these women don't understand is we deal with colorism all the time in the Black community too. Shout out to all my dark skinned brothers. We know at firsthand that there are a lot of women who discriminated against us because our darker skin. The fact of the matter is we move past that. We don't care. We don't let that define our whole dating lives.
Out some sort of perceived proximity to whiteness, because a lot of people look at me and the first question, this even happened to me yesterday. I was at a bar and a guy was like, so what are you mixed with? And I was like, we've been communicating this whole time. I was like, I'm not mixed with anything. Mom's Black, dad's Black. That's it. Like, that's all I've got for you. It's like Mississippi and West Virginia in American history. Like, that's it. But it's not the first time that I've heard that or anything. And I'm just like, so is that what attracts you to me? Is that like perceived proximity, or are you just really into me as the successful Black woman that I am?
And I think what we tend to do is to maybe not even overcompensate, but we try to explain ourselves and why we do want to wear our hair natural and we're not mixed. And we go through that whole process as a Black woman, and then we may come off as aggressive or, all those negative stereotypes that people label us as. And then it's like, that wasn't even our intention. We just want to live in our authentic self. And why isn't that enough?
Absolutely.
And so for you, never having had someone said that, how do you know that it impacts your relationships?
That's a good question. I think for me, it wouldn't necessarily be. I think that and this is what's stopping me in my tracks, because I literally just had a conversation.
So look at the book that they're promoting, The Game of Desire: 5 Surprising Secrets to Dating with Dominance and Getting What You Want. Shan Budram, a sexologist. This isn't about marriage. This is about sex. This is about getting the men that they find sexually attractive. This isn't about building a family. And they expose their hands.
I think that this is what's stopping me in my tracks, because I literally just had a conversation with 2 successful Black men, and one of them literally told me that they only prefer to date white women. Mm-hmm. And this was at a bar with other Black women that I met, and we were all having a conversation. And it really struck me.
I bet that conversation turned into an argument quick. Successful Black man says that he doesn't want to date Black women, or he only dates white women. They probably tried to flame him and shame him.
Because of the reasoning. It was very stupid. I can wake up with oral sex from them and you guys don't do that. And I'm like, that's your reasoning?
She's mad that he wants to get his dick sucked in the morning. And white women do that. They do that. Like, you'll be asleep and you'll wake up to your dick getting sucked. And she says it's a stupid reason for him to request that.
Attention, ladies. Men want sex. We don't want that strong, independent bullshit at every hour.
I can wake up with oral sex from them and you guys don't do that. And I'm like, that's your reasoning?
Did you speak to the black woman president who gave you a list of the do's and do nots and was like, look, if you want to enter the club, where did he collect this? Where's this census coming from?
I have no clue, but I was like, okay, that's your narrative.
You know, it's not a narrative. It's the truth. Black women begrudgingly give head. You know, they might do it for the first time you hook up, this, that, and the third. But we know that white girls are known for giving that Becky. That's where the term comes from. Why are they acting delusional as if this isn't reality, that black women don't really like giving? They like getting head. They like receiving head, but they don't really like giving it too much. They don't let you nut in their face. You know what I mean? There's a host of things that a lot of these sisters are not on, that these white girls are elevated on them. You know what I mean? Sexually. They're allowing the men to do whatever we want. Y'all aren't. Point blank. If you want to be competitive, you got to be better at sex. Just y'all may be having more sex, but you're not pleasing the man. You're in it for yourself.
That's very interesting.
You know, I've heard the same thing from like, I have a cousin, younger cousin, and his whole thing is that he likes white women for the same reasons. And I'm just like, but why? Like, how is that changing anything? Like, why?
Because they put out. These women don't understand that men view women as sex objects in general. It's not just black men. So we want a woman who's down to fuck all the time. Down to fuck when we want to fuck. The fact of the matter is, black women give you a lot of excuses when it comes to getting freaky. They don't want to do it every day. They just got their hair done. They don't want to sweat out their weave. All this stuff, man.
Why do you have this perception? And it's something that I don't understand. And him being so young, because I'm only 26. So him being like younger than 24 is just like.
And she's 26, already this heavy, bro. I mean, she would really have a shot because it's giving feminist or feminine vibes, right? She comes off as very feminine. It's just the weight. If she lost the weight, she would be a lot more successful. Like, she's pretty much the only saving grace on this panel, in my opinion. But she's overweight.
Like, well, where'd you get this from?
Mm-hmm. When did you come to a space where you gave yourself permission to be beautiful or to be seen as beautiful? And did you have
permission to be beautiful? Come on, G.
To make that decision? Was that, I guess, back to that marketing, was that choice that you are beautiful, that you are desired, made for you, or did you have to make it?
But notice how they didn't say, hey, if that's what all black women wanted, then hey, or black men want, then I do that. Notice how none of them said, I do wake my man up with head. I do, make sure that his morning wood is taken care of. Notice how none of those women said that. They just said, oh, is that the only reason why? I mean, it's a big factor. And then this woman's talking about, oh, giving yourself, telling yourself that you're beautiful and this and a third. That's not going to get you a man, boo. It's not.
It for yourself. Was that choice that you are beautiful, that you are desired, made for you, or did you?
And it's not that black men don't desire them. It's just that we desire them more than they desire us. I want you to give me head in the morning. You don't want to. That means you don't like me like that.
To make it for yourself.
So I say that idea for me came from when I went to Spelman. So being surrounded by beautiful.
Shout out to Spelman.
Black women who were successful, who were doing everything, just being so amazing. So obviously Spelman being a historically black college has that marketing there.
Yes.
That's what they're promoting. That's what they're trying to get. They're trying to get the women who matriculate there to have that confidence, to see themselves away.
A lot of those women who go to Spelman are single too. Ask my sister.
That words matriculate. Thank you for that. Look ahead.
Who just see themselves and follow kind of in the footsteps of the women who came before. But it wasn't until I was surrounded by beautiful Black women who were working for Goldman Sachs and me working for NASA and my friends, you know, like all of us having these like really amazing jobs and being in these amazing places all together, and then studying, because I was a math major, so seeing only Black faces, Black women faces, and then we would all get dressed and go to the club and being like, yes, it wasn't there, you know, growing up. So I know it took until 18, 19, 20 to like really get into that mindset of you are beautiful, because when I was in the predominantly white schools, I wasn't desirable. I wasn't, you know, what all of my peers were looking for, you know.
So that just proves that Black women are not successful at swirling. See, because when a Black man goes to a predominantly white school, man, it's OV. We eating. It's OV. Being the minority it plays to your advantage. When Black women do it, they don't have as good as a time.
You know, they were looking for white women. They were looking for Latino women.
So when I went to high school and I was one of the only predominantly African-American women, it was a culture shock for me. That's where I learned so many different cultures, right? And I knew that I was unique then, because back then I wasn't about the natural hair. I was like, I need my straight hair. I need to blend in as much as possible.
Even before getting there.
Even before getting there, I knew that I needed to blend in.
This memory always sticks in my mind of like, I had a crush on the same person from senior kindergarten all the way up, like, and
I'm
to
looking
a
for you
point,
to switch a little bit.
It was not. It was consistent, and to the point that like I knew where he lived. And to this day, I think if someone said my name to him, we've never had a conversation, because I never even acknowledged it's possible he could like me. And I remember there was this like list that came out of all the people.
And that's a lot of these women's problems as well. Black women don't approach Black men. Black women don't approach Black men. They think that, oh, you got to approach me, this and a third. She had a crush on this man for 18 years. Didn't say a word to him. Whose fault is that? You squandered the opportunity. Of course he's going to like you. You're a beautiful woman. If you came up to him and had a conversation, he's going to entertain it. See what you were about, at the least.
That he liked, and all the girls were passing around like his list, like, oh, Devin's list. Shout out to Devin. Devin's list came out.
Devin wish he had that.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, can I see it? And this girl turns to me.
Yeah, Devin doesn't give a fuck. Talking about some Devin wish he had that. No, the fuck he doesn't. Devin is doing good.
Listen, shout out to Devin. Devin's list came out.
Devin wish he had that.
And I was like, oh, can I see it? And this girl turns to me and she was like, why do you care? Not like you're ever going to be on it. And it was just that thing of like, why would I be on this list? And I accepted that as normal. And it wasn't until BET came out, which then my vision, the light-skinned girl, was constantly positioned as sexy, was constantly positioned as attractive, that I was able to start switching that narrative for myself. And in some ways that led to some damaging decisions because I only saw myself objectified. But in other ways, it also gave me permission out there in the world to walk around like I'm shiny. Like, look at me, I'm shiny. I could be on that list. So I'm curious for you guys, was there a moment for you where you had to be like, no, I'm on the list?
It was actually when I met with you, like just knowing and instilling that value. It's like, Court, you're great. And I'm like, she might be right.
See, and these women just gas each other up, which is going to also keep them single. Like just saying, oh, you're great and validating. No, you have to work to be great. You're not just great for existing.
She might be right. Let me just take control basically and say, all right, I'm going to talk to whoever I decide, because I know my conversation's great. I know a lot about different topics. So it was having someone quiet that doubt that we all have and just say, no, you're fine, go do it. And the rewards are beneficial, because any room I walk into, I can be my goofy, loud, or quiet self, but you're going to love talking to me. You're going to love that experience with me. And I can do that with an 82-year-old war veteran, or I can do that with a 2-year-old toddler that's just trying to walk and crawl. It's it's a different type of power and control that you have, but you do have to take it.
And social skills are important. Basically, what she's saying is I need to approach more men and the men that I want.
Sometimes people don't even know that you have low self-esteem or you're doubting yourself if you just show up in that energy anyway, right? Like, just think about, like, you stand in the line to get in at the club, right? You know your name ain't on the list, but you go up to the front and you be like, check the list. No, check it again.
Yes.
And then he'll be like, okay, well, go ahead. You and your friends, go ahead and come on in. You know what I mean? It's like, it's because you had enough guts to.
No, the only time that happens is if your friends are hot, and I don't know if y'all getting in the club.
Go up there and be like, sir, let me in this door. I deserve to be here. Everybody else in the line gonna be hating, but it don't matter.
But hot girls always walk up to the front of the line.
Always. And they have confidence to do it, right? It's the other ones that's like, oh, I don't know if we gonna get in, girl. Those are the ones that never get in.
But you know what? It be them ugly girls you do sometimes see come to the front of the line and get in. Like, wait a minute now, if she look like that, how did that confidence? that works. You're like, no, wait a minute, how did she get in and I did? Oh, that's what self-esteem looks like. Someone else.
I don't think we even recognize the fact that our expectations, our internal expectations, are so easily read out loud. And so if you don't expect, and that's why I say to people, like, the physical appearance, there was a study, right, where this girl didn't get a mirror. She wasn't allowed to look at herself for 2 days. And for one day she went out and they're like, you're not wearing any makeup, your hair's not done, just go out there into the world. And then the next day they had a makeup artist that did her makeup, but there was actually no makeup. She was just brushing nothing on her skin. And they asked her about the differences in her experiences. She's like, the next day I was treated better. People were kinder to me. And it wasn't. It was just her expectation to be. She expected to be treated better. She expected to be liked. She expected to be looked at. So she treated herself as such. And so that also, I think, has a lot to do with it.
That's true.
Agreed.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say the inner narrative, because we're already expecting different races to be like, nah, I'm cool on her. But that's not the truth. But
she just read the dating app statistics. That is the truth. And like I said, a lot of this could be solved by the way that you present yourselves. But like I said, man, these sisters going to end up doing what they want to do at the end of the day.
I do want to acknowledge that there are truly a whole group of people, Black men and women, who are just all about that Black love. Like, and that's just all, and that's just it. They like, I want blackity black babies, and that's just the way it's gonna be,
Absolutely.
And that's fine too, right? We're not saying that that's not okay, but we have to be aware of all aspects of it.
Absolutely. I'm like, look, I'm just saying, French fries can be fried a different way.
Yes.
French fries gonna be
What the fuck is she talking about? French fries can be fried a different way. That's how you know these hoes got low or high blood pressure.
Seasoned a different way.
And seasoned a different way.
There was this study by PEW Research Center that said that newlywed Black men are twice as likely as newlywed Black women to be intermarried. So if
So Black men are more likely to be married to a woman outside of the race.
Does that make sense to you guys, that stat?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
They don't like that.
So here's the question, I guess. In order to shift narrative, do we have to shift that stat? Or is that not a question that we should even have? Because Black women should just want who they want.
Yeah, that's my deal.
And I think a lot of the problem comes into, like, a lot of these sisters, they really have dealt, like, the majority of the dudes, I guarantee the majority of the dudes that they have slept with are Pookies and Ray Rays. I can almost guarantee it. I've just seen too many stories of women getting mixed up in these dudes' situations that they got going on, dealing with these Pookies and Ray Rays who are in and out of jail. It's the reality.
So just want who you want. Like, I don't care if they Black, brown, or in between. Like, just live your best life. And
there we go with the best life rhetoric.
And the whole goal is to find your person. Period. Right? The person that vibes with you, person that connects with you, who understands you, who's willing to rock with you, and your foolery that comes attached to it, like
and your bonnet,
your bonnet. Listen, the twist out that gotta happen, the little Felicia twist. Listen. All of that, you know what I mean? And if that person is not Black, so be it. Like the goal is happiness.
But are Are Black women stopping themselves from
What she really wants to say is, are white men or men of other races checking for us? That's the real question that she needs to ask. And the answer, as she read out the OK Cupid stats, this is not for me, but overwhelmingly, it's no. It's no.
achieving the goal? Are we preventing ourselves from achieving the goal by limiting the ways that we can win?
So I will say, based off of my experience on dating apps, is
And it goes both ways. Black women aren't checking for men of other races either. They're not.
that I swipe on everybody. And what I find is I'll match with a select amount of people outside of my race.
Swipe on everyone like you do, just like, let's go.
No, I swipe on the people that I find attractive.
Okay,
Or that,
let's clarify.
I read their
'Cause that is a
bio.
method. That is a method.
Hold on. Yeah.
Oh, so you can tell the light skin been ran through. She said that is a method. Just match with everybody. She has used dating apps to ad nauseum. And this is how the pretty face, like a really beautiful woman, can bring you in and deceive you. Okay? Because you'll think, oh, she's all innocent, this, that, and the third. She cute. She got nice natural hair, whatever. You get in a relationship with her and you realize that she has used and abused dating apps to ad nauseum, to the fact where she can no longer pair bond with anybody because she's still thinking about that dude that she had a crush on for 18 years who she never had a conversation with. A fantasy guy.
Yeah, no, not any and everybody. Come on, we've gone through this
Yes,
process.
I was like, come on,
work with me. We've gone through this process. So yes.
Yo, AlphaZo says they would not be having a podcast about average men or good guys. All this resentment is from their bad experiences and the pookies they love to date. Hopefully these pookies don't rob them.
I go through the bio, I go through the pictures, do they have a diverse set of pictures? Can I see everything? Yes. So, but I'm also not only swiping on Black men. What I'm finding is that, especially like on Bumble, where women have to reach out first, only Black people respond back to me. So I might match with people, but only Black men respond back to me. So that's who, and we already discussed how, even if we respond back, getting that date further is even more difficult.
Yeah, because y'all ghost, you're flaky. Men are setting dates on these dating apps. I've done dating app tutorials. Men are setting dates on the dating apps. The women just don't respond.
So I'm just not in that pool of dating people outside of my race, because even in a situation like that, where it's just it's not happening.
I feel that Black women are stifling themselves if you are only swiping on Black men. I know you're not, but I'm like, if you are out there only saying, oh, I only want Black love, then absolutely. But if you're really trying to find yourself or find that person that's going to be there for you or be compatible with, you are highly limiting yourself. Because even, who's not to say, if you're swiping on all these ethnicities and you do swipe on a Black person, you have a great conversation, then so be it. But what if that person's an Indian person? Or what if that person's Pacific Islander? It doesn't matter. The compatibility has nothing to do with the shell that's on our bodies. That's nothing. So I love when Asian guys, and that's what's crazy. You said the stat of it's low Asian men.
She
well,
not over here.
This is Issa Rae's thing. Issa Rae got in trouble for saying that Black women and Asian men should get together.
Let me tell you, the best.
Asian men are not checking for Black women. Unfortunately. I have never seen an Asian man press up on a Black woman. This is the thing. For one, I only see Asian men approaching white and Asian woman, but I've never seen an Asian man press up on a Black woman with sexual interest. I've never seen that happen in my life.
Self-discovery I've had in myself, and even conversations and activities have all been with Asian men. Mm-hmm. It kind of blew my mind. I'm like, wait a minute. We are ethnicity that both works hard. We're both very smart.
So why isn't she with them? Because quite frankly, Asian men do not see Black women as marriage material. And Asian women don't see black men as marriage material either. Every time I dealt with an Asian woman, it was pretty much sex. Like, it wasn't anything serious. It was just, she thought I was hot and she wanted me to bone her. But it wasn't like, she never asked, what are we? You know, she was a foreign exchange student. She had her priorities. She knew where she was going. So she was like, yeah, I'm not going to hold myself down to this dude. Even though, you know, we could have been a good match, and I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I was good. I was clapping the cheeks. So I don't regret it. But Asian women don't see black men as marriage material either. And it just might start getting popular because of Jenny Mai and Young Jeezy. But Asian women aren't checking for black men all in all either. You really have to have your shit together as a black man.
Smart. We also know what it feels like to be at the bottom of the totem pole and not be desired. There's a commonality between all of that. Do you understand that's like breeding for superpowers?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it literally is. Like, if we go based on stereotypes only, Asians are the smart ones and black people are the athletic ones. I'm sorry, don't you want a smart athletic baby?
Well, and that black
something?
women are the most educated group in America.
The most.
The most.
So what y'all waiting out on?
So when they say this is just saying that, oh, black women go to college more than other groups percentage wise. Okay. But does it mean that they're the smartest? Does it mean that they're making the best decisions? No.
Why y'all sitting there looking dumb? Why? Get with the smart woman who's beautiful. Y'all are sitting there looking dumb. But it's like, I don't know why. I went on a date with a Russian guy and I'm like, this is interesting. And you do find similarities in people who don't look like you.
Mm-hmm. The goal of this podcast is to get people in a position of aptitude. It's not just like listening and understanding. It's having a point, a jump off point to say, okay, well, here's how I'm going to make a change in my life. And so if you are a black woman listening.
Here we go. So this guy says African guys in Asia have Asian women. They aren't rich men. It's also African guys who are in Africa shitting in a hole in the ground. Okay. The reason why African guys in Asia have Asian women is because you're a niche. You're a niche. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of Asian countries are communist countries. So your ability to earn a lot of money is stifled by the government. So most men are not rich in China or in Asian countries, okay? Most men are not rich. So you basically just said an average man is with an average woman. Shocking.
To this podcast right now or watching this video right now, and you are trying to get to a space where you give yourself permission to feel desired, to be desired, in a world that hasn't made that lane for you, that hasn't paved that way for you. What is the jump off point? What is the starter point?
I'm all about going deeper. So because I'm a therapist, I want to go back and explore all of the different scenarios and maybe even.
So this woman is going to interrogate the fuck out of you. She's talking about going deeper. She's going to ask you about your mama, your mama's mama, your mama's mama's mama.
Your upbringing where you felt like you were unwanted, right? Because I really do believe that a lot of the stuff that we experience come from our upbringing, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent. Even with dating and how we do a relationship is what we saw or didn't see with our parents and all of that stuff. So I would take it all the way back and say, like, let's explore some of those times where you felt like you weren't wanted. What did that look like? Mm-hmm. And then more than likely, we're going to make a current connection with that.
I'll say circling back to like identifying those things that make you awesome and like repeating them to yourself. So if somebody was like, I feel like I'm not wanted, I'd just be like, well, do you want you? And what do you want to?
And this is the bullshit that, like, no, if you feel like you don't want, if you feel like you're not wanted, you have to make changes. When men feel like we're not wanted, we have to either make more money or get our body on point. Women need to realize that if they feel unwanted, they need to get their appearance on point because that is the selling point to men.
About you, like what is awesome. Think about those things that like make you happy? Your closest friends, what do they love about you? And if you're repeating those things to yourself and you're going out in public, you're like, yeah, I have something to offer. I have these things because this is what I love about myself. And this is what those who are closest to me love about me too.
If I had to do a call of action and to what would be desirable, is it might be because I'm from the South and our Southern hospitality is always that charm.
All right, we're going to stop it there, guys. A lot to unpack there. I think I pretty much got through most of it. I have a few other clips that we're going to take on maybe later on in the week. But y'all got the gist of it, okay? Y'all got the gist of it. But anyways, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy, Quarantino Da GAWD, man. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send your relationship question to the email down below with a screenshot of your Cash App so I know you paying your tithes, man. Y'all need to be on your freaking dean with the BS. It's your boy, Quarantino Da GAWD.
If you want to see exclusive raw and uncut videos of Quarantino Da GAWD exposing and explaining how to bang OnlyFans chicks, cam girls, and other adult content creators and then toss them to the wayside, look no further. For only $9.99 a month, you too can become the Slore Slayer you were always meant to be. All you have to do is subscribe to my OnlyFans, and you can unlock the skills that it takes to bang adult models on a consistent and regular basis. Are you scared to talk to that bartender at your local pub? Or afraid to lock eyes with the HBIC in your local titty bar? Want to know how to build up the courage to engage in conversation with that hot Hooters waitress with the tight ass that you always order the 6-piece all flats naked wings with? All you have to do is click the link to my OnlyFans in the description box below. Tino Gang.